Edinburgh, Scotland's capital city for over 600 years and home to 500,000 people. Throughout its long history, Edinburgh has faced threats from siege and invasion. Now, the city faces its most significant challenge yet: climate change. Impacts are likely to be significant and have already started. This short film assesses Edinburgh's potential vulnerabilities to climate change projected to 2030. My name is Richard Phillips, a student of Climate Change Management at the University of Edinburgh. Edinburgh is situated on the east coast of Scotland. Built on 7 hills, the city's urban area stretches to about 12,000 hectares. In 2015, Edinburgh's population was nearly 500,000 people. By 2037, it is projected to be almost 620,000. The Pentland Hills lie to the south of the city. Edinburgh makes a significant contribution to Scotland's economy. It is reported to be the second largest financial centre in the UK outside London. The city's main employers are in the public sector, education and financial services. Tourism is one of Edinburgh's major industries. In 2015, tourism expenditure amounted to £1,462 million, generated by approximately 4 million visitors. In 2016, attendance at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival was almost 2 million people. Edinburgh has a rich natural and built heritage. For its outstanding universal value, Edinburgh's Old and New Towns is a UNESCO designated World Heritage Site. There are 31,500 buildings of special architectural and historic interest. The city also has many important open spaces and landscape features. Edinburgh lies within the Forth Estuary area, the largest estuary on the east coast of Scotland. The city's main catchments are the Water of Leith and Braid Burn. 3 reservoirs are situated to the south of the city in the Pentland Hills. In 2016, the estimated number of households in Edinburgh was 233,000, comprising flats, often in traditional tenements, terraced properties, semi-detached and detached houses. Edinburgh has 2 mainline rail stations. There is also an extensive bus and tram network. Edinburgh Airport is Scotland's busiest and the UK's 6th busiest airport, with about 12.4 million passengers in 2016. This section describes Edinburgh's current climate. It uses data from the official Met Office weather station at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Edinburgh. As shown in this graph, for the period 1981 to 2010, the daily maximum average annual temperature is 12.7 degrees Celsius. The daily minimum average annual temperature during the same 30-year period is 5.9 degrees Celsius. This table shows Edinburgh's daily maximum and minimum average seasonal temperature for the period 1981 to 2010. For the same 30-year period, the average annual rainfall is 704.2 millimetres. Finally, this table shows the average seasonal rainfall in Edinburgh between 1981 and 2010. This next section describes recent extreme weather events in Edinburgh. In April 2000, very wet weather caused widespread flooding. A total of 112 millimetres of rain fell over 48 hours, almost 3 times the average rainfall for April. River flows were the highest ever recorded on the Water of Leith and the Braid Burn. Flooding affected some 750 homes and business premises, including Murrayfield Rugby Stadium, 2 residential care homes and a school. Flood damage costs were estimated at £25 million. 2 other incidents took place in South Edinburgh in 2011. In July, there was severe flooding due to thunderstorms. 36 millimetres of rain were recorded in 2 hours. Then, in October, an intense downpour resulted in 20 millimetres of rain over a 2-hour period. Drainage systems could not cope, and business premises and homes were flooded, and flooding of the road led to damage to cars and travel disruption. In 2006, Edinburgh's New Year street party was cancelled in the interests of public safety due to storm-force winds and heavy rain. Wind gusts of 92 miles per hour were recorded. Edinburgh's Christmas festivities were also affected. The estimated economic impact was over £33 million. The IPCC Fifth Assessment Report sets out future climate projections for different regions under different greenhouse gas emission scenarios. Scotland is within the Europe region. Climate models show significant agreement for all emission scenarios in warming all over Europe, with strongest warming projected in southern Europe in summer and in northern Europe in winter. Precipitation is also set to increase in northern Europe. These next figures show projected seasonal changes of heavy precipitation events for 2071 to 2100 compared to 1971 and 2000 for a medium-low scenario and a high pathway scenario. There is high confidence of increased extreme precipitation in northern Europe. In winter, small increases in extreme wind speed are also projected. These are helpful indicators of climate change for Scotland up to 2030. These charts are from the UK CP09 climate projections for Edinburgh, showing expected change in mean temperature and mean precipitation for the 21st century. Under high emission scenario, the key climate trends for Edinburgh are warmer, drier summers and milder and wetter autumns and winters. More specifically, heavy rainfall events may occur more frequently in winter, spring and autumn. Snow is projected to be less frequent. The growing season will continue to lengthen due to increasing temperatures in spring and autumn. Winter storms with extreme rainfall may become more frequent. This next section considers climate change impacts against these following sectors. Impacts are both positive and negative. Significant impacts to property and planning include increased energy consumption in summer months due to air conditioning in buildings, particularly offices, disruption to construction work due to severe weather, vulnerability of key heritage and cultural assets, and increased insurance costs. The Scottish Environment Protection Agency estimate that within Edinburgh there are 6,600 properties at risk of flooding, with estimated annual average damages of £8.5 million. Significant climate change impacts for transport include failure of road and drainage infrastructure, disruption to operational issues including from high winds on bridges, disruption to public transport, cycling and pedestrian networks due to the increased incidence of localised and widespread flooding. With respect to agriculture and open space, a warming climate has the potential to improve growing conditions and increase agricultural productivity. However, threats from more variable and extreme weather to the spread of pests and diseases may limit this potential. Other impacts include the deterioration of public parks, river and wetland environments, and increased soil erosion and land's instability. Health and community well-being will also be impacted by climate change in Edinburgh. Increasing competition for water combined with more frequent periods without rain in summer could cause problems for water quality and supply. A warming climate may provide more opportunity for people to be outdoors and enjoy a healthy and active lifestyle. Mortality in winter may reduce, although more heatstroke, dehydration and respiratory problems may occur. Conditions may allow existing pests and disease to spread and new threats to become established, affecting people's health, animals, plants and ecosystems. Significant impacts to Edinburgh's economic development can also be predicted. Increases in temperature often result in lower levels in labour productivity, thereby creating an economic loss for businesses. Other impacts include disruption and cancellation of the winter festivals from extreme weather conditions, although warmer, drier summers will be more attractive to visitors and more outdoor events are possible, which is beneficial to Edinburgh's tourism sector. Climate change can also have potential transboundary impacts on Edinburgh. Although Scotland may be able to grow more food, this is unlikely to offset the impact of climate change on disruption of global food production. Scotland relies heavily on transport, energy and communication links with other countries. Disruption of these could impact on Edinburgh's access to markets and affect supply chains. Opening up of new Arctic sea routes, though, may boost trade between northwest Europe and the Far East. Edinburgh faces significant impacts from climate change up to 2030. Not all effects will be negative, some will be positive. Threats of increased flood risk and incidents of extreme weather events are likely. but there are potential benefits for the economy.